I'm constantly on the lookout for quick and easy woodworking projects that I can add to our stall or online store. They need to command a decent profit, and they're especially on my radar if in building them I can use up some of my scrap wood pile. This week I found 3 really simple beginner-friendly builds that anyone can make using basic tools. Of course, you don't have to use scraps, you can use store-bought timber. It'll work just fine, especially if you don't want to clean up all the old bits of wood. So for this first project, I've just got a few pieces of scrap. I have a project in mind. I'm going to use that, probably that, a couple of bits of them. I've got some old oak bits here. I'll make use of those too. So we can take this, we're going to make this, mark this off at 12 inches. I'm going to give this a quick sand over with some 80 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to round over the edges and just get rid of some of the tat. I still want this to be really rustic, so I don't want to go too far with this. I'm just going to make this up randomly, so I'm going to use that piece as it is. I'm going to give it a quick sand over in a minute just to take the corners off. And size wise, I think I'm going to have that one there, but we're going to have... So I'm going to cut these out now, and then we'll come back and assemble.
If you're enjoying the video, guys, hit the like button for us, please. It really helps us out.
So on one of the scrap pieces of oak, I've put a 45-degree angle on the end, and I'm going to do another cut about 1.5 inches up. That's about 40 millimeters. Do that now. So what we've got to do now is stain and paint up these little pieces. So I'm going to start with the Morel's Plum Mahogany, and I'm going to do one of the pieces in that, and then I've got a light grey and a dark grey for the other pieces. They're all dried now, as you can see. I'm going to assemble this. So this is going to go like so. I'm going to glue these to the main piece, and then I'm going to brad nail them down just while the glue dries. I'll do that now, and then when we come back, it'll all be assembled and I'll show you what we've got. And there we have it, a lovely little wall-mounted key holder with some scrap wood decorations. These are selling for around £25 online. That's around $32. Total cost to build, under $1. I think the hooks worked out about 25 pence, and the laser engraving you could just substitute for stenciling or even painting on by hand. And obviously you can just do some extra designs like painting some windows and things if you wanted to sort of personalise it up a bit. On to the next project. So for the second project, I'm just going to use this scrap piece of pallet wood. I'm going to cut the nails off, go over it with the 80 grit sandpaper just to clean it up a bit. It's another rustic piece, and I'm going to try and get it all done out of this one piece, which is what, maybe 18 inches in length. I've marked up what I need to on this board, so I'm going to cut the end piece off, so that's 4 inches. Then I'm going to rip down the middle of the rest of the board on the table saw, and then we'll cut this heart shape out with the jigsaw. Quick change of plan. I was going to use the jigsaw to cut out the hearts, but I've had a scroll saw for a while now and not really used it, so I'm going to use that instead. I'm going to make the heart red, I've got this Art Mix Scola paint. It's rubbish if you want anything to be like a solid colour, but for this it's perfect. It's so thin that it will allow the grain to come through, which is what I want. So this bit's also dry and we can take the clamps off. We're going to attach the hearts sort of like so. And then I'll probably glue, super glue, wood glue, and I'll staple them from the back, I think. And then I'll glue and staple this shelf like so from the back. Okay, so we're all ready to assemble. I'm just going to use some 32mm or 1.5" 18 gauge brad nails and some wood glue and some super glue. And there we go. I'll hang it on the wall and we get on to project number 3. I think this one's come up really nice. It sells at around 19 or 20 pounds, so $25, $26. And it's such an easy build and so fast. So good money in that one. Let's jump on to project number 3. So for the third project, is something I've never built before. I'm going to make it as I go along. I've got something in mind. I've got these old offcuts, an old piece of the end of a pallet board, a bit of 3x1, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to use. It's got a split right down the middle of it. What I need to start with is 4 strips. I'm not so worried about the width as long as they're both reasonably the same, and they need 30-degree cuts at each end. The strips need to be 5 inches long, about 125mm. We also want 2 pieces at 9 inches long and 2 pieces at 6 inches long. I might have to adjust that when we put it together, but for now that's what we'll go with. So I've just come across a problem. I don't need the 6-inch pieces. What I need is 2 pieces of 4 3/4. So I'm going to cut them down now. I'm going to cut the pallet board down to 11 inches. And I need 2 strips of 11 inches too. Dimensions aren't really important. Make it up by whatever you've got available. But the plans, I will have plans available if anybody wants them. Just comment plans in the comments section. I will put specific dimensions down with what I've gone for so that you get a similar product to what I'm making here. So whilst it's a rustic garden piece, I'm still going to give it a quick sand over and take all the edges off, soften all the edges. I'll do that now.
Assembly is really straightforward, and I'm just using one of the longer pieces to make sure the angles are correct, and then gluing and brad nailing. Probably guess what it is by now, but yeah, it's a straightforward build.
And there we have a nice little rustic bird feeder or squirrel feeder made from scrap wood. Costs around £26 to buy online. It's around $33. To make costs nothing. It literally was scrap wood. So all 3 of these projects have great markups. For more projects that you can make for your home or to sell, check out this video right here.